Hey there again, extraordinary treasurers. Let's talk about Jewel. Jewel is a church accounting software that the Georgia-Cumberland Conference is using. It has been used by Adventist churches for over 20 years, and in fact, the majority of Adventist churches in North America are currently using it. Jewel is created to be simple enough so that even those who do not have a background in accounting or the computer can learn to use it. But it can also easily handle more complicated church systems with various ministries and even building programs. New treasurers have said things to me like, Jewel is not user-friendly. Jewel won't let me do what I want. Jewel is just way too complicated. Or, on the other end of the spectrum, that program is very simple and kind of archaic. Jewel is not perfect. No program is, but like every good software program I've ever used, if you learn how it works and how to use it, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Jewel was designed by a very experienced church auditor to meet the needs of churches, and through the years, the programmer has upgraded and added features such as importing Adventist giving that keep up with constantly changing financial needs. One of my favorite features of the Jewel program that we use here in Georgia-Cumberland is the same feature that frustrates some treasurers, and that is that it only gives treasurers access to 1 month at a time. A treasurer can enter checks and deposits within that month. But once you close that month, the treasurer can't go back and change anything in that month. That month is set. And while you are working with a particular month, you can't jump ahead and enter offerings or checks into a future month. Now, there are several important reasons for this. Number one is fraud prevention. It makes it a lot more difficult for someone to cook the books. Once entered and closed, the record is permanent, and auditors can track the comings and goings of the money. Most treasurers are not professional accountants, so locking down the past and the future keeps them from accidentally making permanent changes that could be catastrophic. As a treasurer trainer, this may sound funny, but I like that it limits the mistakes that a new treasurer can make to 1 month. We have some very creative treasurers, and I can't imagine the time I would spend trying to find and fix problems they came up with if they had access to multiple months. Some treasurers are professional accountants, but they may not understand the difference between church accounting and business accounting, and might not know IRS rules for nonprofits or denominational policy, so they also could accidentally make changes that would not be in the best interest of their church. IRS regulations require that the church board have oversight. Once the board votes to accept a financial report for a particular month, the contents of that report are not to be changed without good reason and without a paper trail. Auditors know how to do that correctly, so they're allowed to make changes if they are needed. Each monthly unit is designed to balance and reconcile. All the conference offerings that come in that month go right back out in the remittance check for that same month. The board at its monthly meetings is supposed to be able to trust that all the expenses and the income for that month have been entered, reconciled with the bank, and are accurate. Jewel is designed to make that happen. So when Jewel won't let you do something that you really want to do, there's a reason for it. It may be that you just don't know how to do it yet, but usually it's having to do with something in these 5 categories. Knowing this may help you with your frustration at not being able to delete something, change something, or make a certain type of transfer. Or maybe it won't help, but Jewel still won't let you do things that shouldn't be done. So to help you transition into a new job using an unfamiliar computer program, I've come up with what I call the 4 Cornerstones for success with Jewel. If you want something to last, whether it's a building, a bridge, or a tower, you put a good foundation under it. And good, square, strong corners are the key. If you want to be a Jewel superstar or a Jewel pro, these 4 Jewel cornerstones can get you there. These 4 are essential to having clean, accurate reports. If you ignore them, you'll have a great deal of chaos and frustration as a treasurer, and you may spend twice as long and still come up with inferior results. The four cornerstones are sequence, accuracy, consistency, and structure. Any treasure can master these in any size church. Come with me to the next video and we will unpack these four cornerstones one at a time.